Yep, Friday edition. Idaho Sports Talk Prater in the ball game. We'll be joined by BJ Rains of Bronco Nation News this hour, giving you a chance to win $50 from Bonefish Grill this hour. But we're going to start, Prater, and maybe we should give a quick update on Tyreek Jones, who is at the combine right now. He has not ran his 40, the former Boise State star safety, Prater, but he has done a couple of events.
Yeah, he's gone through the vertical jump, 32 inches. I've seen some guys get up to 40 plus. I don't know where that ranks, though, overall. And then the broad jump, 9/11. He's still got the 40, the 3-cone and drill, the 20-yard shuttle, and the bench press, which might be tomorrow.
Okay.
But we're certainly keeping an eye. There's DBs. I can't tell if they're cornerbacks or safeties or if they split them out, but they're running right now. We'll certainly keep you posted on Tyreek Jones's 40.
Until then, JP, let's play some fair or foul. Talking about some of the crazy situations in life. Is it a fair move? Is it a foul move? And we have the smartest people in Boise radio sharing their opinions on this. John Patrick and Michael Forrest Prater.
Wow, you're stretching it. You're reaching, Johnny. You're reaching.
I'm starting with you, JP.
All
I'm
right.
starting with airlines. A lot of beef with certain airlines. JP, not having assigned seats. Sit where you are on an airplane. Is that fair or foul for you?
Well, you know me. I haven't been on an airplane for quite some time, but I would think that you'd want an assigned seat. I'm against assigned seats at movie theaters.
Yes, you don't like
but
them
I would
there.
certainly want to be an assigned seat on an airplane. I don't want to have to fight with some big ass dude to try to get a window seat or something, Pay your money, get your seat, go sit your butt down.
9C. You want to know where your seat is. JP, I couldn't agree more. Michael Forrest Prater, your thoughts on that?
I can play the airlines game. I'm pretty good at it, so I can do both. And there's only one that really doesn't. I know what you're talking about. That one SW airline.
Yeah. They fly south and they fly west.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, those guys.
And I can play their game. I get their A boarding passes every single time. 24-hour check-in. I don't mind it either way. I kind of I see the pros and cons of both. Sometimes I like knowing where I'm going to go as long as I'm in control. I like being in control of myself.
So fair for you.
So I'm going to go fair.
All right, Prater. How about this one?
Okay.
Driving your grandmother's car to pick up medicine for her and using the handicap parking spot to park to run in and get grandma's medicine. Fair or foul?
JP, do we love this segment just because it tells us about Johnny?
Yes. We learn something new every day.
So,
We're marking this one down.
Do you agree with me, JP, that when he says this, he's done it once in his life?
Absolutely, he's done this at least once.
At least once. 100% foul. It's matter of fact, it's one of my pet peeves. You know that filter I told you about at the top of the show, and you're having an NFL agent?
Yeah.
I will walk up to the guy. I look in the window.
So you would ask me for my credentials, like, sir, are you handicapped?
If your handicap isn't hanging in the window.
No, it is. It was.
But if it's not,
I'm
going to approach you and we're going to talk. And I've done that a couple of times.
You have, huh?
Yes. I don't like that. That's weak. Don't be taking some. If you have the handicap sticker and you get out and you walk and you run to the grocery store, something's very wrong with you, ballgame. Foul. Please tell me you've never done that.
Oh, he has.
I want to hear JP's answer.
Well, I can tell you one that's totally foul, Johnny. You don't use anybody's handicap sticker to benefit yourself if you're not handicapped. I want to know what pharmacy you're going to where, by God, you can't walk an extra 25 feet to get your butt in there to pick up a prescription, even if it is from your grandmother. And she does have a placard that will give her handicap parking. That's despicable. That's not foul. That's despicable,
Wow,
Johnny.
look at JP go.
Despicable, Johnny. Now
JP,
admit it that you've done
I'm starting with you. I'm not admitting.
You
Jack.
know you did it. People text us. Did Johnny use a handicap sticker to benefit himself?
Don't ever do that again, Johnny.
It's been a long time.
Don't ever do that
See,
again,
he just
Johnny.
admitted it.
JP, getting fired from your job and not telling your spouse within the first 48 hours of being fired. Fair or foul to do?
Well, I've never been in that position before.
Some people do it. You can't tell her.
I would say that you have to tell them within 24 hours because it's going to get around. Maybe she knows some people that you work with, and it's going to be like, hey, how's Johnny handling getting his ass fired? And you'll be like, what? And then you go home and you're like, does you have something to tell me? You have to tell John. It's your spouse.
Uh-huh.
Has he done this too, Prater?
I'm
He's
taking notes.
It's foul.
I'm
You
taking
have
notes.
to tell your spouse.
I know
Fair or
this is
foul?
going to come out as a surprise to you, but I've never been fired in my life, ever.
Nor have I.
Never.
Okay.
Not any kind of job, anytime, anywhere. I've never been fired.
Really?
I never will be fired. And if you have a spouse, then shame on you, JP. Wait 24 hours? No. You get home at
He
5
said 48 hours.
I know.
Yeah.
So you're cutting it in half. So that's a little better than Johnny. But if you get fired, you go home at 5:01 and you tell your spouse.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you stop and have a couple beers and then you go tell your spouse.
Yeah.
I'm okay with stopping and having a couple of drinks on your way home if you've been fired, but then go straight to tell your spouse.
Prater, fair or foul? Bullying a bully. Is that fair or foul behavior?
Sure. I mean, I've never done it, and it depends. There's a lot of. I mean, if he's a kid, no, I'm not going to get in there. If I see an adult bullying somebody, I might say something. I don't think I've ever been in that situation, but I tend to like to put myself in those situations.
You think it's okay though?
as long as it's, I'm not going to bully a woman or a kid or a
No,
senior citizen.
you're bullying a bully. Whatever that means in that situation. Yeah.
I'll say fair. I can see myself doing that under certain situations. Yes.
JP, what about you? Is it fair to bully the bully?
I think it would be fair to bully a bully, depending on, mostly on who they are bullying. If it's a weak, younger kid or something like
is.
that, you'd say, yeah, hey, dude, what are you doing? You could bully a bully if you want. It's kind of like sticking up for somebody that's just weaker than you are.
JP, ordering the exact same thing on the menu at the restaurant as your wife. Is that fair or foul? You guys order the same exact thing.
Well, it's fair. I wouldn't recommend it. My wife would never order what I order anyway.
That never happens with
That
you?
never happens. She'll spend 20 minutes looking at the menu, and I'm like, just bring me the usual. The burger with the, certain cheese and bacon on it or whatever. But I would say it's probably not recommended because then, if you have some leftovers and you take it home, it's like, you don't want the same thing.
Prater, you eat out a lot with your wife.
Yeah.
Is it, do you guys ever order the same thing? And is that fair or foul? The exact same thing on the menu.
It's fair. And we have this conversation. I wouldn't say a lot, but it comes up. It's one of my pet peeves. Like if I order something and then the spouse says, oh, I was going to order that.
Yep.
Well, why don't you? It's not like you're putting it in your mouth. And first of all, I don't share. So, you're not getting part of mine.
You don't.
And I don't have leftovers, so you're not getting part of mine. So if that's what you want to eat, yes, we did it the other night. We went to a Mexican restaurant. We both ordered 22 on the menu.
Yeah.
And we both sat there and ate our chili rellenos.
I hate it. I can't do it.
Why? What does it matter?
I want the fish tacos, and my girlfriend says, well, I'm getting fish tacos too. I was like, well, I'll get the beef or the chicken, and that way we can at least trade. My girlfriend always eats off my plate. I know that's coming.
Yeah, and sharing a bite's fine.
I do the same thing, a bite here or there. That's why I never want to get the same thing.
So you're sacrificing what you want so you can have a bite off your wife's plate.
Maybe.
That doesn't make sense to me. Makes no sense.
I'd rather
have
the same
something that I
thing?
don't want so I can have a bite of her food off her plate. Weird. If you want it, order it.
So what you're saying is you've changed your mind. You've changed your order
Several
based
times.
on what your girlfriend
Or she has.
Okay.
Several times. We do it all.
I've never done
We
that.
don't
I mean,
order
it's
the
like-
same thing. And if we come to the same conclusion on the menu, somebody switches it up. JP,
Okay.
driving out of your way to your ex-girlfriend's house after she breaks up with you, but never pulling over to stop. Just, you know what? I'm driving around. I'm going to take the long way. I'm going to drive by an ex's house and give a nice little peek in the car. Is that fair or foul?
Well,
Not
yeah,
stopping.
I would say it's fair. I would guarantee that probably most every guy is driven by an ex-girlfriend's house at some point or
That's
another.
probably a fair
So
statement.
I'm going to go ahead. They've written songs about that before.
Have they?
Country music songs are based on
Driving by her house?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say that's probably fair. And I would say that probably 99% of guys have driven by an ex-girlfriend's house at some point in time.
Prater?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I don't do it. I'm really good at breakups. So I'm really good at just cutting it off and moving on.
You are?
I'm really good.
I suck at that.
No, I mean, in high school, I got a little squirrely with a girlfriend and probably got out of line a couple of times and probably did more than just drove by her
Okay, I got
house.
so many questions for Prater. I got and the post-game celebration at C of I.
I may have stopped and whatever, but as an adult, I'm really good at it because I've had a lot of it. And I'm the emotionalist guy that can be really good at it and just cut it off and move on.
Prater, more than one person in the group wearing a fedora hat. Is that fair or foul for the group?
Fair. Fedoras are great. I mean, you probably if a bunch of dudes are showing up in Jackpot wearing fedoras, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, like I mean, it's kind of baggish, but if you see that group of those type of dudes, and there's 5 of them, I think only one guy gets to wear the fedora. One guy gets to be the fedora guy. JP, you can't have 3 guys in fedoras. It ups the debaggery exponentially.
Yeah, I wouldn't say debaggery, but the nerdy factor. You're not wrong. But if 5 guys are wearing a fedora together, I'm judging. But hey, good for them.
I would say that if I was in a group and I was wearing a fedora and somebody else showed up and wore it for it, I would take mine off. There's no way I would be, me and the other guy are wearing fedora.
Oh no! So if you went to a party and the guy's wearing a fedora and you were wearing a fedora and you didn't know, and so you would take yours off then? Oh no! I think that would be cool. He'd become my new best friend.
Prater, seeing 2 guys stand on the side of the road, each wearing identical sneakers. Fair or foul?
Sneakers are pretty random. Yeah, I mean, just like a pair of white shoes or something.
The same exact shoes. Two dudes hanging out with the same exact shoes on. Different outfits, but they have the same shoes. Is that fair or foul for them to do?
I don't think I would even notice. I think that's perfectly fair. The shoe thing is especially for tennis shoes. You go to rodeos and there's 10,000 men there, and all 10,000 of them are wearing cowboy hats. Yeah. Nobody thinks that's weird.
They're different hats, though, different styles, different colors. JP?
I would say wearing the same shoes is fine. I mean, I wear old man shoes. If I'm hanging out with, an old man.
Yeah, if we went to the movies, though, we had the same shoes on, you don't think that'd be kind of weird, JP?
I don't think that anybody would even notice, Johnny.
Men never notice shoes, Ballgame.
What color are my shoes right now?
Gray.
All right. They are gray.
I know. What, JP, you wear the same shoes every day.
I do.
I do a lot too.
I literally have 2 pairs of shoes. One to mow the lawn in and one to wear
Seriously?
to work.
Yeah, look how organized he is, Prater. 2 pairs of shoes. He makes it through.
I don't think I'd use the word organized. I'd probably come up with a different word, and I'm going to be nice today.
I am an organized person for the most part.
Let's get to BJ Rains. Again, a random drawing, literally, of questions for BJ Rains. It's our Bronco Nation news report on Fridays. Prater on the Ballgame, Idaho Sports Talk.
From the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Studios, this is Ticket